I love that question because it truly is our North Star. Like when we talk internally as a company, we don't have like a profit driver. We don't have like a big number, like we want to be a $100 billion company. I mean, of course we do. That's wonderful. But it really is tied to our impact. We want to end global period poverty. That is our North Star. And that's very real. It's right in our strategic plan. And the reason why is because I had this realization very early on when I was talking to my aunt in Venezuela, and she was describing not being able to get any of these products. And then I started looking into what people were using in other countries. And guess what? Period poverty, which is a lack of access to safe and reliable period products, affects over a quarter of the world. So 27% of the world, or 500 million women and girls, live in period poverty. They can't afford menstrual products. They don't have access to the disposables that we have. So what do when they start their periods? Think about it. If you started your period today and you had nothing to take care of yourself, would you go to school? Would you go to work? Right? Would you feel comfortable doing this podcast right now? I'm in this pink, nice chair. If we were afraid of leaking out in public, no, they start to stay home. And what that does is it causes girls to drop out of school. It causes women to miss work and miss out on economic opportunity. And it just leads to a wider gender pay gap and economic poverty. And so when I realized that something literally this big could help keep girls in school and help women provide for their families and break cycles of poverty for generations, I said, this is something I have to do. And I felt a moral obligation to end this period poverty worldwide. I want it for my 5 daughters. I can't imagine what my life would be like without education. And I thought about my daughters and thought, what if their education was stifled because of a lack of period products, which is, hits 50% of the population and is so basic to the human condition. This is something that we could solve. And, I could get on a big soapbox about this. I already do, but I truly believe that reusable products are the answer to period products or to period poverty, because there are so many companies that will, in good nature, right, with good intentions, donate their single-use disposable products, but it literally only covers a girl for a month. And they have to maintain, those incoming products. And as we know, governments can change, funding can change, and those programs can stop. And then you're not, helping those programs into perpetuity. And so when we realized that we could donate these that last 10 years, and we've actually had our products, this silicone, it's 100% medical grade silicone. We've had it, tested by a third party. It could actually last up to 40 years after they did an accelerated aging test, which is the average lifespan, reproductive lifespan of a woman is about 40 years. And so one of these could last their entire period life cycle. And as long as they didn't lose it, it would cover them. And it is truly life-changing for these women and girls. So how do we do it? Well, we partner with incredible organizations. That's really what we do. We're a coordinator, but we partner with really great organizations that have on-the-ground staff that are boots on the ground, and we give them, an initial offering and a donation of products and teach them how to use it. So we don't go with the white savior approach. We let the people who are running these programs on the ground be able to teach the donation recipients. They learn about it, they become great advocates, and then they're able to troubleshoot and educate and help their communities. And then we have ongoing partnerships so that they can have a continuation of products, so not one-off partnerships. And we do this, we've done it in 56 countries so far. We've donated over 160,000 products in those countries and funded 1.3 million days of school for girls, because we have 3 major pillars, and that's menstrual health, and it's girls' education, and then environmental sustainability. And we also really like to look holistically at how we can help people have a more dignified period. So it's not just donating products. So that's 60% of what we donate for our allocation. We give 1% back as a certified B Corp, and that's 1% back of annual revenue, not profits. So it's revenue, and that's what really fuels our impact program.